Shabbat Shalom. Liat did an amazing bat mitzvah this morning, chanting from the Torah, the Haftorah, really showing leadership and really accepting the mantle of Torah, and in her heart, in her mouth, and in her hands that she demonstrated this morning, and in her beautiful words with her Devar Torah. And Liat, I don't know if you chose the date, but your parents couldn't have chosen a better date for a bat mitzvah, the week before Rosh Hashanah, but also Parshat Nitzavim-Vayelech, because as you noted, Nitzavim-Vayelech has this wonderful challenge to us to choose Torah, reminding us that we have the capability to do it. And interestingly, if you think about the words at the beginning of the Parsha, it's as if this is a new Sinai. This was the moment our ancestors stood at the gates of Eretz Yisrael, and they were ready again to receive the Torah, just as their parents had received the Torah at Sinai. So this is a second Sinai moment. It's a second time to take on the mantle of Torah. And just as our ancestors did at Sinai, these people too said, all that you have said, we will do. And Liat, you said that too in your words. You said that which is meaningful, that makes a better world, that's guided by Torah, that's what it says you will do. So that's a great leadership moment for us as we stand here. And if you think about it, the words are so reminiscent of Sinai, reminding us that we all stood at Sinai. And if you think about it, it also echoes and really talks about a family, because everybody is standing there. It says your leaders, your princes, the men, women, and children, even the poorest of the people to the richest. Everybody's equal. Everybody is there. Everybody is part of Am Yisrael. Everybody is part of the family. And as you become a bat mitzvah, not only do you affirm your commitment to Torah, but you also reaffirm your commitment to Am Yisrael, to taking on a leadership role. And I actually heard that so strongly in your words, especially as you talked about the environment and making a difference. And we're seeing it across the globe, how young people are challenging us to be better as we work and create a world that they're going to have to live with, and how can we make it better? And they're challenging us to think about that, and they're challenging the whole world to think about the future and to make sure the future is as good for them as it was for us. And your words of leadership are so important with that. And at the beginning of the Torah reading, it actually captures that idea that all of us need to be leaders. If you look at the list at the very beginning of Parshat Nitzavim, it talks about the leaders, the princes, the people, the men, women, and children. And so it talks about their magistrates, it talks about lots of people, but there's one group of people who you would think would be there, but are missing. Does anybody know who's missing? The Kohanim. I think I just heard the answer. The Kohanim are missing. They're not there. Now, in the desert, the Kohanim were the leaders. Moshe was from a family of Kohanim, as was his brother, Miriam. They were the leaders at the time, and yet we're reminded that we're all part of a Mamlechet Kohanim. We're all part of a kingdom of priests. Therefore, we all need to be leaders, and you stood here this morning and took on the mantle of leadership. And that's so important, and I hope you continue to do that to make sure that we are as good as we can be as adults, and now that you're an adult, that you create a world which will be good for your children and grandchildren and on to the future, keeping on with what you started with palm oil many years ago, but that's only a beginning in transforming the world and ensuring that it's the best it can be. Now, the Torah reading, as you talked about, describes also the idea that the Torah should not be so difficult that we need to go to heaven to find it or across the sea. But it's in our hearts and our mouths to do it. And you captured that so beautifully with the Lamed Bet at the beginning and the Lamed Bet at the beginning and end of the Torah, the Lev spelling heart, which is at the heart of all that we do. And that was so powerful. But it's interesting, the rabbis capture this idea about Torah in a almost contradictory way. It's very easy, but they say that the giving of Torah was mysterious. But in being mysterious, it was also easy. So what do they say? They say that the Torah, when it was given, which we relive today in Nitzavim, when it was given, it was like hitting a rock where sparks went in every direction. And they said that was because the Torah was given in 70 different languages simultaneously. And the rabbis say that's code word, that it was given in every language of the world. So everybody understood it. So it was mysterious and yet open to everyone. They also say that everybody felt the Torah was given directly to them. It didn't feel like it was given in this direction, but not in this direction. It's like the Mona Lisa. Everybody looks at it and sees it looking at them. So too, the Torah was given to all of us, given to you, and from you to everybody that's standing here this morning. And finally, the rabbis say that not only was the Torah mysteriously given to everyone and in every language, but everybody also heard it in a way that they could understand it. So the Torah was given so a child heard it in a way that spoke to a child. A rabbi heard it in the way that spoke to a rabbi. And everybody heard it in different ways. From the simple to the complex, the Torah spoke to everyone for their needs, time, and place. And finally, at the beginning of Nitzavim, and this is echoed in the Torah, it tells us that the Torah was given not only to those of you who are standing here this day, but to those of you who are not standing here this day. And the rabbis tell us this means the Torah was given to every generation of Jews for all time. We all were standing at Sinai to receive the Torah, just as you received the Torah today. And we all stood at Sinai and heard the Torah according to our needs, our time, and our place. So the Torah speaks to every generation and every time, and for the present, for the past, but also and most importantly, for the future. And the Torah you shared with us this morning, from your mouth and your heart, was the Torah of the present and the future. And I know that all of us who are here look forward to your sharing much Torah and being the wonderful person you are today and in the years to come. So on behalf of the entire congregation, I want to wish you Mazel Tov and wish you a long life of Torah and Maasim Tovim.